Hi, my name is NR Ogbelusi. I work in neonatal ward. We care for baby immediately at birth till 28 days of life. We have the inborn and outborn, the baby that is born inside the hospital, and we also care for the baby that is born outside the hospital, in which they bring them for admission. Today I'll be talking to us on neonatal jaundice. Neonatal jaundice is one of the leading causes of admitting a baby in the hospital nowadays, most especially in Nigeria, and it occurs in 20 to 60% of baby that is being admitted inside the hospital. What is neonatal jaundice? Neonatal jaundice is yellowness, discoloration of the eyes and the skin of a neonate. Neonate is a baby that is born from birth till 28 days of life. We have so many ways in which we can detect jaundice. The other time I said is yellowness, discoloration of the eyes and the skin. If you want to detect if your baby have jaundice at home, if you press the skin of the baby, if you press my own skin like this, you will not see any mark. But in a baby that has jaundice, if you press their skin, you will see mark of that press that you just press. You will see white patches that you will see on the baby's skin. Then the eyes, this white color of the eyes, you will notice that is yellow. The skin of the baby, it will be yellow. Under the tongue, you will notice that it's yellow. The urine of that baby, notice that the urine is dark yellow in color. If you see all these signs, bring your baby to the hospital. We have different types of jaundice, neonatal jaundice. We have different types. We have the physiological neonatal jaundice, pathological jaundice, breastfeeding jaundice. Pathological jaundice can be detected from birth to 24 hours of life. Within that period, you discover that the baby has jaundice. Physiological can be detected from like 4th day of life to 5th day of life. You will notice it on the baby's body. And this physiological jaundice, most of the time, is normal. It might clear on its own. But you won't say that because the physiological jaundice it is normal, you can't say that you just leave the baby at home. You need to bring the baby for checkup. That time I said we also have breastfeeding jaundice. In that breastfeeding jaundice, it's not that because the baby is being breastfed, that is why the baby has jaundice. No. The reason why most of the babies that is being breastfed as jaundice is because maybe you're not breastfeeding the baby very well. And if you're not breastfeeding a baby very well, the baby is not having enough of fluid in their body. It will not be able to flush out this thing that is causing the yellowness. And we explain what is causing that yellowness to you. There is something we call bilirubin in the red blood cells. So most of the baby that has jaundice, it is either there is breakdown of their blood. When there is too much breakdown of that blood, there is something in that blood that is called bilirubin, which is supposed to be flushed out. But in their own, it's either there is excessive breakdown of that red blood cells, and the bilirubin is not going out from their system, so it is being accumulated in their blood. That is why they have jaundice. And the causes of this jaundice, the other time I said that maybe the baby is not being breastfed very well. Ideally, a mother should breastfeed the baby like 10 to 12 times in a day. If you are breastfeeding your baby very well and they have enough fluid in their body, the baby is not dehydrated, the baby will be able to flush out those bilirubin from the system. So the baby that is not being breastfed very well, they can have jaundice. Then the baby that has some genetic deficiencies, there's some genetic problems, like there's something that we call G6PD, can affect that baby. Baby might have it and it will cause excessive breakdown of the red blood cells, which will make the bilirubin to accumulate in their body. Then if there is something, there's something we call blood group. This blood group, the mother has blood group O and the father has blood group A or blood group B. If the mother has blood group O and the baby inherited the one of the father, which is either blood group A or blood group B, it will affect that baby. It might lead to jaundice in the sense that that mother that has blood group O, there's tendency that in the system, in the body, in the uterus, there's tendency that at the end of the day, the blood group O that the mother has, it might develop something we call antibody, and it will pass through the placenta to that baby, and it will affect the baby bloodstream. It's the mother bloodstream that is supplying the baby bloodstream to the placenta. So it's when the baby is born, there will be something we call ABO incompatibility, which can cause excessive breakdown of the red blood cells that will make the baby to be exposed to jaundice. Then there is something we also call resource factor, in which you know that some people are negative while some people are positive. If the mother is negative and the father is positive, and at the end of the day the baby was able to inherit the father's own, the baby is positive and the mother is negative, there might be antibody that will be developed in the bloodstream of the mother that is being transferred to that baby, and when the baby is born the baby might have jaundice. Surgical jaundice that occurs within fourth day of life to fifth day of life might clear off on its own within 2 weeks of life. But you as a parent, you cannot differentiate between this type of jaundice. You should bring your baby to the hospital. You are able to detect dark yellow color of the urine. You are able to notice the jaundice on the white color or in the eyes. You see that it is yellow. You see that the body of the baby, the skin is yellow, and you are able to detect all these things. You can't keep your baby at home because you think that it will clear off on its own. No, there is a test that you will do if you come to the hospital called the bilirubin test, SB. If you are able to do this test, if it is high, we will admit the baby. We have treatments in the hospital used in treating jaundice. Mind you, if you give birth to your baby prematurely, like the baby that is born less than 37 weeks of life, the baby needs to be admitted because they are prone to having jaundice, and because their liver has not developed very well. And if there is this breakdown of these red blood cells, if it's being transferred to the liver, it might not be able to flush it out. So you need to bring your baby to the hospital. If you give birth to your baby prematurely, you need to bring your baby to the hospital.